Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something I've done once or twice before, but I don't do it very often. I'm going to do an 8 puzzle omnibus episode. So you can see some of the types that I might be doing on screen. There are links in the description below so that you can jump to the particular puzzle that you're most interested in, or you can just watch the whole thing. I'll much appreciate it, of course. And if you do like it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, it helps a lot. And I have plenty more videos in kind of shorter bursts if you want to subscribe to the channel and check those out. So without further ado, we're going to start with just standard Wordle. Let's see how long it takes me. I'm not going to be going into the rules of all of these puzzles in great detail because I've covered them a lot of times on the channel, but I'll explain kind of some of my thought process if nothing else. So I always start with chaos, and sometimes I get 5 greys, so I'm well used to that and I know exactly what I guess second. Right, so we've got the T and the I. So it can't be gilt or quilt or something like that because the I can't be third. Let's try flint. Oh no, the I can't be third. Literally just said that. That's not a good start. So it could be digit. I don't really want to try a duplicated I. Until, let's try that because it tries the other vowel that we've got remaining. Oh no, well at least we know it's not digit either. The I is probably second, isn't it? And we could have a Y at the end, blank I, blank TY. But then I don't know what would be third, because it can't be nifty anymore. If it started with an I, we'd run out of vowels, wouldn't we? About the only thing that starts with an I would be itchy, and it can't be that anymore. So, this is a tough one. I'm glad I didn't say at the start I'm trying to solve this one in a minute, because I completely failed if I was trying to do that. What is this word gonna have in its third and fourth positions? I would have thought something like fitty would fit, because that would have the I and the Y in the positions that I'm thinking of, but we can't have the T in third anymore. So I'm a bit stuck. I'm thinking blank I, blank TY. Oh, 60? No, because we can't use the S. So what could this be? What could that third letter be? This shouldn't be this difficult. Oh wow. Could be a D. It doesn't have to end in that Y, of course, but if it goes like that, I don't know, I'm surely not going to have 3 consecutive consonants, am I? Because we wouldn't be able to use the I in fourth. Oh wow, this is a really bad start to this video. If it starts with an I, then we're just going to have 3 consonants, aren't we? That's surely not going to happen. I don't know what this word is. Could it be? Let's go back to this pattern, because I can't see what else it could be. Something with a P? Dipty? That's a name, isn't it? Not a word. It's not going to be. It's going to be capitalized. What about with a W? Wifty? Is that even a word? Gifty? 50. Oh, that's how many times quicker I should have been. I think that was possibly the only thing that worked. Please let me know in the comments if you could think of anything else that worked. That was ridiculously restricted. considering how many letters I had left unused. That was a terrible performance. So let's move on to a new puzzle. That was Wordle in a million minutes. We're going to be moving on to Quordle. This is in theory 4 times as hard, but I bet it doesn't take me 4 times as long. Right, let's start with the same 10 letters that I always do. We've got a few greens, that's good. It's going to be conic, I think, in the top left. Duplicated C hasn't helped anywhere else. Canny in the bottom right. Cadet in the bottom left. And we've got 3 vowels in this one, and it doesn't end in the E. So, what does that mean? E blank, no. Opera? Oh, it could be the vowel pattern of opera, but it can't end in the E. So if it is O blank, E blank A. Oh, we were flying through this omega. There we go. Only 6 guesses. That's much quicker than the last one. I've redeemed myself somewhat. That's the Quordle puzzle. Definitely did better with 4 words than I did with 1. So we will move on to the next puzzle, which will be Verticle. So you've seen this on my channel plenty of times, I'm sure. You put your guesses in vertically instead of horizontally. So here we go. I always start with chasm, and we've got a yellow C, so remember it's in the first column, so that just means it's not the first letter of the word. The fact that it was the first letter of my guess is just a coincidence. Let's see if there's any trick to this. Oh, I thought it was going to be truck for a while, but they're all yellow and in the second column, so none of them are the second letter of the word either, so it couldn't have been truck. The second letter is probably going to be a vowel, isn't it? Let's try recut. That's much better. There were very few things it could have been at that stage, so I'm very happy to get that in 3. Right, I've warmed up now after that terrible start. I'm definitely warmed up, so we'll move on to the next puzzle, which will be Repeatle. You know the rules here as Wordle, but you have to use repeated letters. That's the only restriction. At least 1 letter has to be used twice, or more. So I usually start with yesterday's answer, but I didn't check in advance what yesterday's answer was, and I can't remember it. Oh, it was MC, wasn't it? Let's start with that. This is not going to work. It's given us the M. I'm very surprised about that. I thought I was going to get 5 greys. Let's see if there's a repeated M then. No, actually, let's try some more common letters. Wow, I've got 4 yellows. Nothing is in the right place. Wow. So the 2 R's, they're not going to be first and second, so one of them has to be last. So it's R blank. Oh, what is this word then? The M. If the R is last, the M can't be first or second, so it's going to have an M in third. So it's blank blank, M blank R. Oh, it's going to be armour, isn't it, with the American spelling. That's why I couldn't work it out quicker. These American spellings crop up all the time. There should be a U in there. We had arbour the other day in one of the puzzles, possibly in this puzzle. But armour today. I'm happy to get that in 3 because that could have been difficult if I was put off by the spelling, but luckily we got there in the end, so we'll move on to the next puzzle. And that is Wordle Peaks. So I haven't done this for a few days, but I've definitely done plenty of these on the channel. After each guess, it tells you whether you need to move the letter forwards or backwards alphabetically. So in this example here, this R needs to move earlier in the alphabet, so it could have been any letter from A to Q. Then in that position we got the G. That told us we needed to move later, so it could have been any letter from H to Q, and so on, and you keep restricting it until you've got the whole word. So what are we going to start with? That's a good question. I didn't think this far ahead. Let's pick some letters near the middle of the alphabet. Let's go for hints and hope that I don't need many. Okay, so the first letter is towards the end of the alphabet, the last 3 letters are towards the start. Let's go for P, R, Let's go for, oh, it can't be print. Let's try pride. It would hurt my pride if it took me too many guesses to get this. This last letter is very restricted. Let's assume it's an ED ending. Then this letter, oh, what could that be? It could be another E, I suppose, but then what would the, can't be greed or anything like that. And these first two letters are quite restricted. It can't be mused or anything like that. What if this is not an E then? It could be maybe an N or an R. Those kind of come nicely before a D, I suppose. It could, oh, it can't be award because this can't be an A. This is probably going to be a U, isn't it? In second, because none of the other letters can really come after that, one of those first letters. So if it is a U there, maybe it doesn't end in a D, but is it really going to end with any of those other letters? Oh, it can't quite be tunic. Can it be something similar? Oh, this is a tough one again. This is very restricted, that last letter. And I don't know what this word is, which is literally the whole problem. It can't be guava. If this is an O, I suppose it could be, but then what would it end with? Oh, this is tricky. If it's any of the other letters, it's surely going to be a U in second. Then we're looking for maybe a C or a D? Oh, what is going on today? U-E-R-D, I suppose, is a possible ending, but then none of these letters can come before that. And if it's an, even if it's something like an A-R-A ending? Wow, I'm really out of practice with this puzzle, clearly. I cannot even think of a single word that works. If it starts with a I or an O, it could have pretty much anything in second. If it starts with a consonant, it's surely going to have the U. I suppose it could have the Y in second, but then what would the rest of the word be? It could still be an IC ending. But it can't be Rubik or anything like that. I don't even know if that's a word. I think I'm thinking of rubric, which doesn't fit because it's too long. Oh, this is terrible. I don't even think I can go for a word that isn't a possibility because I think I've got hard mode switched on, if that's even a thing in this game, I forget. But I'm gonna restrict myself, even if it doesn't restrict me to not going for a word that can't possibly be correct. Wow. What is this word? That is the question on everyone's lips. Leave a comment if you're shouting this word at the screen and you got it half an hour ago. It could be, say, an LD ending. Then this would be an A or an E. But then this would surely still have to be a U. It can't be God, that's the thing. We're so close to it being able to be guard, but this can't be a G. Oh, what is going on? if it's... What's this? This is A to H. Is EIGHT a word? I didn't think it would be, but I really wanted to try it just to give myself some more information. Is there anything similar to this that could be correct? Oh, this could be a T, I suppose. Is nuded a word? No. Luded? Or lubed, I suppose. Wow, okay, we've made some progress. Oh, it's lucid, isn't it? I was not thinking lucidly for most of that. I thought of an IC ending or an ED ending, but I needed to combine them into an ID ending. That is a disaster. That's literally the slowest ever solve on this. It's brought my average game up by 1 million. How many guesses did it take me? Only 4 guesses, so I could have been worse from that point of view. We kept the streak going, but that was not a good performance. Let's move swiftly on to a new game. I don't have whatever the word is, a picture for this, but Nerdle Nil is the name of the channel, so we're going to be trying the Nerdle puzzle. I'm going to start with the micro Nerdle. I'm trying to guess a true mathematical equation if you haven't seen this before. And all we've got in the right place is the equals. So let's see if it's addition instead. And it's not. Okay, so it's something times 1 or something divided by 1, isn't it? Let's try 9 times 1. And of course it's the last thing that I try. So it's 5 divided by 1. It still could be 1 divided by 1. That would be horrible. Let's get the right answer. It is 1 divided by 1. Wow, everything's going wrong today. There's duplicated 1s all over the place. That took 5 guesses. That was way more than it should have been. But at least it was quite quick, because this is a nice, simple, easy Nerdle puzzle. But we will now move on to a much bigger challenge for Binerdle, where I'm trying to identify 2 mathematical equations at once, and they're a lot longer, as you can see. But that's a good start. We've got quite a lot of information to kick us off. So, they've both got equals signs in, and they've both got minuses in. They've obviously both got equalses in. Let's try 3 times 8 minus something. We want to get down to a 1-digit answer. Let's just try minus 24. Okay, so they both are a 1-digit answer. And we don't have the minus in the right place on the bottom, which is interesting. So maybe it's something plus something and then minus a 1-digit number at the end. And what about the top? It can't be a 3-digit number minus a 2-digit number to get a 1-digit number, because we can't use the 9. So let's try something like 8 plus 4, that's 12, minus 10 equals 2. I think there's a good chance this is correct, and it was. That's given us the 8 on the bottom, and we've also got to use the 1 and the 3, because we know that the 2 is at the end. Oh, but it's not a plus here. Oh, it could just be divide, couldn't it? Or it could be a minus there, and then minus a 2-digit number minus divided by a 1-digit number. Right, so we want something to be 6. So it could be 18 over 3. This could work, and it did. So I'm clearly much better with numbers than letters today. That's for Binerdle in 4 guesses, which I'm very happy with that. This could be very difficult on a different day, so getting it in only 4, I'll take it. And it's time to move on to the last puzzle of this episode. The Symble puzzle. This is the most complicated in terms of rules, so I've got a few other videos where I go into the rules a little bit more, but basically you're still trying to guess a word, but you get one of 3 possible symbols. The symbols change every day, so you don't know what symbol means what. They might not even be those same 3 symbols. One symbol means the letter is not in the word, like a grey clue in Wordle. One symbol means the letter is in the word in a different place, like the yellow clue. and one symbol means the letter is in the right place, like the green clue, but you don't know which is which, and you have to deduce. I'm going to start with wafer. I normally start with yesterday's answer, but I can't remember what it was, and wafer is on the screen in the screenshot. So we will go with wafer. And I should have tested this beforehand. I need to make it a bit wider. There we go. So we've got 3 of one symbol, 2 of another symbol. Potentially that just means that we've got 2 letters in the wrong place that should be second and third. So let's move the R and the E to those positions. Let's try, but then I would want the A to be fourth, and it couldn't be if that was the case. Let's try trend. Oh, we've got a new symbol, so as I said, potentially we've now got the R in the right place because it's a different symbol. And if the E isn't the one that needed to move to third position, let's try the A in that position instead. Let's try... should I try the I? And if so, how? I don't think Grail. I think Grail is capitalised, isn't it? Oh no, it has accepted it. Ooh. So we've potentially got the first 3 letters now. It could be grass. Let's try grasp, because it tries 2 different letters instead of a duplicated S. And it was correct, so that is the symbol puzzle in 4. So we've finished off on a positive note after some terrible solves earlier in the video combined with some much better solves. It was a very mixed bag today. Let me know what you think of this format. As I said last time I did this, I'll do this every now and then, but I get much fewer views, so I'm not going to do this too often unless people start watching it more and more. So feel free to share this and make sure everyone's watching it. That's the symbol puzzle for today, and that's all of the puzzles for this particular video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.